It's the 1940s, and hasn't it been a while? Oh, my dearest confidants, how I have missed you. My name is Evelyn Chapman, and for those of you that don't know me, I won't ask where you've been, but I am a woman living through a world war. And for the last couple of years, I have been sharing with you my deepest and darkest secrets.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. I didn't mean to cut it there, but I had to absolutely show you the most darling of outfits. Isn't that just the sweetest? I mean, look at this jumper. Very festive. Because, yes, we're in the festive season. And so, as always, it's busy, busy, busy.
Yes, on the surface, my life may appear quite ordinary. I am married to my husband, James. I have a good relationship with my friends and neighbours. I love my parents dearly. And my older brother is my anchor in any storm. Other than a devastating war, life was good. Except, well, I was hiding something. Hiding it so well that I even managed to hide it from myself. Because I am a woman that loves another woman. And her name is Betty. My signature and pretty much only pair of nylon stockings, as I hear on the grapevine that there's going to be festive merriment today. Where do I begin? Well, here I am tucked up in this quaint little B&B, a world away from everything that I've ever known. It feels sort of like a dream and a nightmare, and sometimes I can't tell which it is. We ran away from James, the man that I'd promised to love and cherish. Yes, I thought I knew what that meant, but now I wonder if I ever truly understood it. James has been increasingly distant, and when Betty finally summoned the courage to leave her abusive husband, she came to my home to find me, but instead found a flustered James and a coat and hat on our coat hook that weren't mine. I confronted James, naturally, begged him to tell me the truth. I already knew that the coat and hat belonged to Susan, the uppity head of our local women's institute. But he wouldn't confess to even her presence in that house. And I couldn't bear the scrutiny any longer. The whispers, they reached my ears. Hushed tones from neighbours, and before we knew it, our dirty laundry was hung out for all to see. Is it just me, or would these shoes go absolutely perfectly with this outfit? And so with me needing some headspace and Betty very much needing somewhere to live, I telephoned my brother Ed from the local phone box. And he spoke to our grandmother, who put us in contact with the lady that runs this B&B, an old school chum of hers and spinster, who she assured me would welcome Betty and I with open arms. And we've been here ever since, paying for our lodgings by working here. I do the books and Betty serves tea and breakfast to the guests. And we live in one of the smaller rooms. Myself, Betty, baby Eve, and my evacuee come-adopted son, Thomas. In hindsight, it was supposed to be temporary. But we fit in so well here and the children love it. I never imagined I could feel this way about another woman. It's like a spark ignited in the dark. A flame that I've hidden for far too long. And when I'm with her, the rest of the world seems to fade. And all that remains is us, tangled in moments that feel stolen, and yet utterly real. Well, after all that, I think we needed to add a hat, don't you? The problem is the world doesn't fade. My parents, for example, were devastated to hear of mine and James's separation, and they constantly quiz my brother for information. Ed and I keep in touch via letters. But today, I didn't receive a letter from him, but from James. He writes to tell me that he misses Thomas and I desperately, and he can't bear the thought of a Christmas without us. And so he wants to meet me and tell me what truly happened with Susan and how he feels now. But he's only willing to do that face to face. I haven't told Betty. I mean, I think in her mind, we've done it. We've run away to a secret little world and we're happy. One that smells of fresh linen and regret. I once thought that maybe this was our chance to rewrite the rules and live in a world where love isn't bound by convention. But I'd invested in a life. I'd laid the foundations and convinced James that he'd made the right choice. Tearing all of that down and leaving him alone in the wake of destruction of our former life. Even I'm not selfish enough to live with that. You can't run away from your past. It follows. I'm in debt to my old life, and I fear it's come to collect. I left my old diary in my marital home, you may remember, and so Betty bought me this new one. And although I'm not making any hasty decisions about meeting James or leaving here, I want to tell our story. Every blessed and unbearable moment from when it first began. So that, in case things do change, Betty will always have this to look back on. So that she may remember that no matter what anyone says, our love was real. To be continued.